Hello everyone. So today we're going to do activity number 7, making and separating mixtures. That is page 19 of your lab manual. So from the title itself, our aim is to make and separate some mixtures. So we have the materials, the cups, water. So the cups, we are going to use beakers, water, salt spoon, and we have fine sand, some paper towels, iron filings, magnet, gravel, sieve, and coffee filters. Okay, so we're going straight up to the first one. Number 1 is you're going to add a spoonful of salt to a cup of warm water and then stir. So we have here a beaker, and then we are going to paste or to put first some water. So any amount of water. Okay. And then some salt. And then we're going to stir it. Okay, and then observe. So what happens to the salt? Will you be able to see the salt? So if your answer is no, so why do you think, okay, what happened to the salt? And then hypothesize how you might return the salt to its original state by using the materials you have. So for example, we have the materials here. So in order for us to separate it, we're going to use the process evaporation. So I'm going to place the beaker, okay, onto the hot plate. Then we're just going to wait for it to evaporate. So our solution starts boiling. So the water molecules or particles are starting now to change into water vapor. Okay. So in order for us to get the salt back, we need to evaporate all the water. All of the water had evaporated, and what you can see now left behind on the beaker, these are salt crystals. Okay, for number 2, we're going to add a spoonful of sand to a second cup of water or to a second beaker, and then we're going to stir. So we have here the beaker, and then we have to add some water. Okay, and then we have this time sand, so we're going to add some sand. Okay, and then stir. Okay, so as we all know, sand is insoluble, so that means we will not be able to dissolve the sand into the water. Okay, so it will just stay at the bottom. Now, using the materials that we have, so these are the materials, so we need to hypothesize on how we might return the sand to its original state by using the materials that you have. Okay, we have here funnel, we have here flask, we have a beaker, we have the filter paper. Okay, so therefore we are going to use filtration. So in order for us to do that, first let's have our conical flask. Okay, and then we have the filter paper. So a filter paper is a special paper that has tiny holes in it. Okay, and then we have the filter funnel. So first thing to do is to put the filter paper into the funnel. So how are we going to do that? We need to fold our filter paper into two, I mean, two folds. One, okay, and then two. And then you have to open just one part, and then we made a cone. Okay, so this is a cone with a filter paper. And then in order for us to place it here, so we need to wet our funnel a bit so that the paper will stick on it. So we're just going to rub it with some water. Okay, and then secure the filter paper. Okay, so there you are, and then you're just going to put the filter paper with the filter paper on the funnel on top of our flask. And then the next thing we are going to do, so we are going to pour our mixture onto the filter paper. Okay. Okay, as you can see, some of the water already start passing through the filter paper, going down into our flask. So let's see what's on the top. Okay, so let's just wait after some time, and let's see, okay, if we will be able to get a clear water. Okay, so the filtration is done. So we have here, okay, so it is now a clear liquid, but it is not that clear. Okay, but at least the insoluble are separated. So we call this one now the filtrate. Okay, and then the other, let's see. Okay, so you can see the residue, which is the sand. Okay, the particles of the sand are big, that they weren't able to pass through the filter paper. Okay, so we call this one as the residue. Okay, next one we have to mix some dry salt and iron filing together, then pour the mixture out onto a paper towel. Okay, so this is the dry salt. I'm just going to take some. Okay. And then we have here the iron filings. So I'm just going to take a few of the iron filings. Okay. Then we're going to mix our iron filings to the salt. Just mix it well. So you see now the black iron filings were mixed with the white dry salt. Okay, and then we're going to pour our mixture onto the tissue or a paper towel. Okay, so hypothesize how you might use the magnet to separate the substance. So in order for us to separate the substance, we are going to run our magnet on the surface or on top of our mixture. Now between the iron filings and this dry salt, so the iron filings will be attracted to the magnet because iron filings are magnetic material. So let's try. Okay, so you see here the iron filings are attracted to the magnet. They stick to the magnet immediately as soon as I place the magnet on top of our mixture. And then the salt, since they are non-magnetic, the particles were left behind on the paper towel. Okay. The next one, number 4, mix dry salt, sand, iron filings, and gravel together using the materials at hand. Plan and conduct an experiment to separate the 4 substances. Okay, so we have the dry salt, we have the sand, the iron filings, and the gravel together. Now, based from the mixture, which do you think will be the first one that we need to separate? Okay, of course we have to separate the gravel. Gravel, these are crushed stones. Okay, these are pieces of stones. And then we're going to separate the gravel using the sieving, using a sieve. And then after that we have dry salt, sand, and iron filings. So the next thing we are going to separate is the iron filings by using a magnet. So you have now dry salt and sand. Now since salt and sand, they are both powder, and we cannot, or they are made up of grains of salt and grains of sand, so we will not be able to separate using sieving, so we're going to use filtration. So in order for us to do filtration, you need to add water first, okay, in order to dissolve the salt, and then the sand will not be dissolved. And then after that you have to use filter paper, so the salt and the water solution will go down the filter paper and the sand will be left behind. And then after that, to separate the salt and water, you're just going to do evaporation. The water will evaporate and the salt will be left behind. Okay, now let's go to conclusions. You need to draw your conclusions or formulate your conclusion.